For the Grand Prix, he's in control of this race on lap 60 of 63, 4 to go. And it is Bottas in second, Ricardo third, and Kvyat doesn't quite have the pace, does he, to catch Daniel Ricciardo, I don't think. He's not close enough yet to get the DRS, or the DRS isn't available yet, and Perez is right up behind Charles Leclerc, so presumably the hards will get more temperature in them, but they're just going to be fundamentally slow.
Did they get hit?
Around the same sort of time, yeah. I'm not sure what happened first, to be honest. Track is clear, track is clear.
Should clear Leclerc when we have DRS on the next lap. We're then going to have a 3-lap scrap to the end of the Grand Prix, but Perez has got to clear Kvyat on the same tyre, which will not be so easy.
So Ricardo set for a second podium. We're just getting a replay of Daniel Kvyat coming out of Tosa, and this is his pass on Charles Leclerc around the outside up at Piratella. He just got such a great run out of Tosa. They went wheel to wheel and didn't even do track limits, Kvyat, on the exit. Lovely stuff.
Super move, super move. Trusted that he had the grip, trusted Leclerc wouldn't wash wide into him, and made it stick.
3 laps to go, Hamilton leading, Bottas second, Ricardo in third. Kvyat in fourth, a second back, so he's not quite close enough to get DRS. One man who does is Sergio.
Okay, so on the next lap, we're going to use mode 2, so you can push. Next lap will be mode 2, we want to push. Mode 2 now, please, mode 2.
Leclerc holds the place.
The hard tyres right now look like they might be able to hang on. Leclerc for fifth, but more crucially, Ricardo for third. He's got Kvyat just half a second behind him. And then there's a bit more of a gap because Leclerc is still bunching up Perez and the 2 McLarens, and then the 2 Alfa Romeos, both on for points finishes. But Perez was in that third place, that pit stop. Racing Point may be looking to regret that one.
Down in 6th position now, Sergio Perez, unable to get past Charles Leclerc still on that last lap. Valtteri Bottas was 0.3 quicker than Hamilton. The gap came down again to 1.3 seconds between the two of them. Daniel Kvyat's last podium was Hockenheim last year. But I don't...
1 lap to go after this, 1 lap to go after this.
But he's only a second back. Hamilton bangs in another fastest lap of the race. The gap's now 2.6 seconds. He took 1.2 seconds out of Bottas on that last tour. Kvyat again within DRS range. Ricardo swinging around in front of him to try and lose a bit of slipstream. And Kvyat closes and closes, but isn't close enough to make a move just yet. Perez up to the back of Leclerc. He too is a little further away than he would want to be on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. So frustrating, this one, for Sergio Perez. He'd done such a good job, but that pit stop might not have been the right move. Hamilton still leading, 3.8 seconds clear now of Valtteri Bottas. He's absolutely flying again, Hamilton. He doesn't just cruise to the line, does he?
Go for fastest lap as well, for good measure. Not that that point will count for a lot in terms of his championship, but I think more one for the stats for Lewis Hamilton, which he's again blasting away from Bottas. We're on the penultimate lap. I don't think Kvyat's going to be able to get close enough. He's got one more attempt into Morello. Ricardo's just got to be squeaky clean and not make a mistake down at Ravazza.
And Ricardo, for want of not doing the commentator's curse, he is kind of a squeaky clean kind of driver, isn't he? He's not one that makes errors. He's not one that you feel will be pressured into a mistake. Hamilton does the fastest lap of the race again. He's having a laugh out there, Hamilton. 3 seconds quicker than Valtteri Bottas on that last lap. Admittedly, Bottas is going a second slower than Daniel Ricciardo behind him, even on new softs. So Bottas isn't really bothering, to be perfectly honest with you, on the final lap of the Grand Prix.
Now Bottas will probably go for fastest lap on the final lap. I think Bottas is saving it all up for one final attempt in their little duel for fastest lap, and that's all. Hamilton's got the race win in the bag, and Ricardo has managed to hold off Kvyat into Tamburello. Leclerc's held off Perez. The gamble for everyone to switch to soft tyres looked like it would work when the hard tyres couldn't warm up. Albon's...
Is this the last lap?
This is the last lap. Checker flag is out.
Perez and Kvyat haven't made more progress on the soft.
Yeah, well, you would say that it's worked for Kvyat, hasn't it? The gamble, because he was what, 7th or 8th before the pit stop window.
Yeah, well, he was behind. He didn't lose anything with a pit stop. That's the thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's
because
true.
it was only Perez that lost. All those that stayed out were already ahead of Kvyat, so it was a free pit stop for him.
Lewis Hamilton out of the final corner. The checker flag falls and he wins the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Superb drive from Hamilton. He was helped a little by a virtual safety car, but he had the pace all day, and even at the end of the Grand Prix sets the fastest lap of the race on the final lap to beat his teammate Valtteri Bottas comfortably. Daniel Ricciardo bags another podium for Red Bull. He's opened the floodgates now, got the first one a few weeks ago, Renault's first since their return to Formula One, and he's put another in the bag, and Mercedes are the 2020.
Get in there, Lewis. That is it, mate. Mercedes AMG Petronas 7 times. 7 times, mate. What a great way to seal that.
Oh, guys, what an incredible achievement for all of you. I'm so proud of everybody. I'm so grateful I could be a part of it. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, thank you, mate. Couldn't have done it without you. Couldn't have done it without you. What an achievement.